Cancer, finally. I gave you a reading 4 weeks. 4 weeks, and not much has changed about the energy. When I initially did your reading, Cancer, it was so irate and turned up. But now I gave the energy time to like kind of like mellow out, give things a chance to even out. So there's a nice ebb and flow. So now there's a better a better solution. I don't know if it was manipulated or not, but there's a calm after the storm. Welcome to my channel. Welcome back to my channel. I am Miss Centric RockStar'Seed, and this is what we have to talk about. This is what you were surviving through. This is why I didn't want to do your reading. I almost uploaded that reading, and God said, you know what, take that down. Take it down because it's gonna cause more damage than good. So do it over. Keep in mind though, take what resonates, leave what does not. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. So after the rain, the silver lining, the relief, the hope, the mercy, it's over. Acceptance. Somebody surrendered. So they got out of, you could have been in a space of overwhelm to the point where you had to block out the noise to reestablish your peace. Someone talks a good game but doesn't have follow through. You found out someone's true colors, and it wasn't that you was tripping, that it turned out to be exactly what you thought it would be because you already knew that. You can already read the room about that. So someone was relying on their physical tactics, and you were relying on your intuition, your intuitive tactics, which already told you what was going to happen. You could have just been along for the ride, or you could have just been trying to inspire the person to look at things from a different perspective, or with a fresh set of eyes, because I see fresh, new perspective, because there was chemistry, or there was a bond of some sort, some kind of a emotional lifeline was born, was birthed, was conceived, was created out of this experience. And now it's like not necessarily a soul tie, but once you know, it's the expression of once you know something, you can't go back to not knowing it. And then you have opposition, the imbalance, a point of tension, and a power struggle. You knew this wasn't going to be easy. And I guess that's where I'm going with your intuitive tactics let you know that this is right. You are right about what you're feeling. You are right about what you feel with the dynamic between you and the person. But this is not going to be easy because you have to undo a lot of what was groomed, instilled, and ingrained into the opposing party. So when I split the deck here, you have the Queen of Cups. And it's better to be absolutely ridiculous than to be absolutely boring. So you could be somebody who sticks out like a sore thumb to the world, or at least to the world around you. And you live in a world of your own, and blue is very significant. We're going to move these cards out the way. Just hold on, Cancer. Hold on. You have some crystals, a lot of pink and blue. You have the Rose or Reports. You have Heart's Desire, Love and Divine. These are some of the lessons you're going to learn. And you have Rhodonite, which is about compassion, yin yang, and fertility. And we have to pray. So, Lord, I'm in need of whatever good that you may send down on me in need. Amen. Ground yourself. I feel like you experience a lot of overwhelm because the emotional context is so high. Most people don't even touch it. They shy away from it. They allow themselves to stay in a box. Honestly, you've come to learn with this connection that people purposely put themselves in a box because they don't have the emotional capacity or the emotional stamina to withstand the intensity of this experience. For most people, they know they want it, but they are very held back by fear, and that could be where I get the sense of a cruel bitch mother, or a string of cruel bitch mothers. And I keep hearing it, and as I'm hearing it in my mind's eye, it's like a string of ladies, or a string of men, if you like men, or if it's a woman we're talking about. And then I don't even read these cards in reverse. This is my entrepreneur deck, but it's in reverse. You have entertain. Your brand should educate and entertain your clients, make them laugh, make them smile, and feel great when they interact with you and your brand. Someone doesn't feel like they can stand next to you. They don't feel like they are enough. And they deflect that off on you like you're not enough, or you did something that was not good enough to come back from, or it's something along those lines where you're made to feel guilty, or in a low key passive aggressive type of way, to as a why you're feeling successful in whatever it is that you're doing. Someone wanted to make you feel absolutely ridiculous and absolutely stupid for showing up. You could cater to somebody's inner child, or you bring out the inner child in this person, and this person does not afford to let that go, but they're not exactly forthcoming and honest about the point and what they learned from you, or why they're so drawn to you, which in turn, granted, is nobody's business. Because if you think about it, this is a Queen of Cups, so that's very mature. That's a doctor. That would be a nurse. That would be a mother figure, somebody who's emotionally intelligent, who's advanced in that way, who's very, very seasoned in their character. And you look at this, it's like, this is a mother. This could be I feel like this is your energy, Cancer, but you also have spoken to someone's inner child. You got down on their level and was able to level with them, and they want you to stay at their level. They don't understand that I'm doing that. I'm speaking your language to get to level with you, to respect you, to be able to connect with you. And you made such a lasting impression on this person that this person forgot that they didn't realize they forgot that you were coming down to level with them, to build them up. They don't want the build up part. That's where it gets ugly. That's where it gets tumultuous. That's where it gets uncomfortable. This is where they start to mimic what they've been manipulating. You reap what you sow. When you try to manipulate someone, if you see a weakness or see something that you deem a weakness in someone and you try to manipulate it, you start to imitate those etiquettes the longer you sit around them. It takes 21 days to make or break a habit. So if you think about that, you're sitting around someone, you're preying on their weaknesses or what you deem as a weakness, you start to imitate them. Likewise, this person is starting to imitate you because they've been around you for at least three weeks to 3 months, maybe even 3 years, and they're imitating your etiquettes. The lasting impression you made on them is how they're starting to show up. But in the beginning, when you met, you knew this wasn't going to be easy, and now you're in the thick of a storm of a person and their emotions, and you're in the thick of someone's overwhelm while they're in the thick of your peace. So they're enjoying your peace. They're trying to keep you hook, line, and sinker so they can continue to enjoy your peace without fundamentally doing the work. They feel like the work that needed to be done was to inspire you to connect with them, so that it can keep you hook, line, and sinker. The problem is, this is you. The problem is, you show up as someone who's already prepared for this. This could be one of your patients, and I feel like it's offensive for you to say that. I feel like before that, like you can have pessimism around you, or you're trying to be very strong in the storm of pessimism, where you don't want those negative thoughts creeping into your mind or creeping into your experience, where it's like, this could be one of my patients. I meet them every day. I mean, I go through this a lot. Like psychotherapists go through things like that a lot, where sometimes the patient falls in love with them, or the patient forms a bond with them, or tries to trauma bond with them, and they have to use their skills of practice to keep them at bay. But you are experiencing, it's like someone tried to swap places with you, where you would sit in chaos and overwhelm all day, and they sit in peace and tumultuous. Someone needs to get their lazy ass up and go to their prayers, because they can't weaponize you against you. This was in reverse. They cannot weaponize you against you. People like the authenticity of you. With the Fool, it's like, you're not one thing, but it's a lot of admiration on this board. I'm not gonna lie, it's a lot of admiration and respect and love on this board. With the Fool, I'm trying to make the messages, the premonitions make sense before I try to analyze the rest of this stuff, because this is what it's feeling like. With the Fool, you're not afraid to go out there and be yourself, which would cater to this. You're definitely not afraid to be authentic. You're definitely not afraid to get in the ring with this person and love them. You're not afraid to step away from them as your intuition is leading you to have stepped away from them. You speak each other's language, you get each other, and that's all nice. But at the same time, you have your own life, and I feel like that's what this gives me. You have your own life, and you're not afraid to go out there and do something different. So when we have the opposition after the rain, okay, it's over acceptance. I don't know if they accept that that's not going to work with you, and they're going to have to learn how to do the work. You taught them something, because they can't get away with what they normally do with you. They keep trying to keep you hook, line, and sinker. I just think this person's kind of stupid. I'm not gonna I say that with respect and peace and love, but they're kind of stupid. It's like, you have to know your place, you have to know who you are, you have to be secure in yourself, okay? And it's not a petty thing or a surface level thing when I say that. You really have to know who you are as a person and be secure in that. So after the rain talks about something being very special and sacred about the moment after it stops raining. Okay, so I got another premonition. Someone, like, people hang out at the strip clubs and they like to make it rain, okay? And they're in that euphoria for 2 to 3 hours in a strip club, making it rain, or just enjoying the lack of luxury of women they don't have to connect with, but they're bonding with in the moment. It's like we're married. It's like very Uranus and Scorpio in a sense. You don't have to have Uranus and Scorpio or something like that, or Uranus and Sagittarius. It can also be, never mind. But I'll say this: in the moment, we're married in the moment, but someone is all about the spiritual exploration, like the spiritual lesson. They don't even look at people's surface level. They just want to know what the lesson is, like what needs to be learned in this experience, almost to the point of objectifying a person for just being a lesson and not being a human being with feelings. So there's a lesson for both people. Like you could be a therapist or someone who's used to being mature and in charge and kind of like, in a sense, taking some sense of responsibility over other people's feelings and being supportive of other people's feelings without including your own, while maintaining emotional intelligence about your own. But at what point does that dump on you to the point where you need to establish better friends? So that could be a lesson in that. You need to learn how to build better friends, or just allow people to be a friend to you, or something like that. The atmosphere released all that it was holding, and in turn, the earth has been cleansed, replenished, and nourished. It's a similar feeling to the moment after we stop crying. It's a release. As those salty healing waters fall, they activate oxytocin and endorphins, which create a shift in how we feel. All right. So it's a shift in how somebody's feeling after the fact, after they have accepted the fact that they showed up wrong. They was being a little on the wild side, within the same breath of having a heart's desire and a love on a soul level for you. And they feel stupid. I keep hearing stupid. I keep using that word because that's exactly what they feel. Stupid. Somebody feels like they gave away the best of themselves in lesser circumstances. And now I manifested you, and I got to you, because I do see the magician, but not in a negative way. I see it in a way where it's like, I can make this a better experience. I can make the world a better place. Somebody sees your aura, your spitfire. They love your point of view because you don't pull punches, even when it's against yourself. You're not afraid to go out there and look ugly in front of a crowd, and they admire that because they don't have your bravery. They don't have a lot of things like you, or so they thought. Give them time. I say 2 to 3 months. Let them sit with themselves by themselves. No matter what else they're doing, you don't care about that. They thought you would care about that, and you don't. It was a test. You know how people, when they have a crush on somebody and they put them through a series of tests to test their loyalty, and it went wrong. It just kept going horribly wrong because they knew how they felt, and they couldn't believe somebody like you fell for somebody like them. or allowed them a fair chance, and they're afraid of being judged by you. They don't want to be little boyed by you, but they kept doing a series of tests. They did what they knew, as positive as they can show up about it. You know, it's easy to be toxic, but it's also easy to be kind too, in a sense. And you showed this person, hey, it's safe for you to be real loving, kind, and charming, and you don't have to weaponize it. It doesn't have to have some kind of ulterior motive, but they feel stupid bucking up against you because they didn't really mean to buck up against you. What they really meant was to test your loyalty. They meant to test your loyalty, and there's something about them that put you off. That was off-putting because it didn't land right. Something about it didn't land right, and this is what we got. We got this. We got freaking beautiful going that way with all her resources or his resources going that way. I am not entertained by you. Like, whatever you do, they don't want to pay attention to you no more, or you don't hold their attention anymore, or you're afraid that you don't hold their attention anymore, and you're going in damage control. So, but there's a big spiritual lesson that came out of it. Anyway, if you've been going through a challenging time, which clearly you have, this card is here to reassure you that things are about to ease. Like you've been through the worst of it, and now new hope is here. These past weeks, these months, and even years haven't been straightforward. They've likely asked you to dig deep and endure hardships that have tested you, but now, at long last, there are smooth seas ahead. So what that tells me is someone thought they missed the hustle and bustle and the chaos, the city hall traffic. They thought moving to the country would be too boring, even though they understand that you get a lot of peace and solitude there, but they thought the country was going to be too boring for their big city attitude. And they brought that big city attitude and the toxic side of that masculine energy, because I feel like the country would be the receptive energy and the city energy would be the masculine. But it could be a mature masculine or a toxic masculine. And I think this person showed up a little bit more on the toxic side. But at least you know. I heard that. It's like now you know, once you know, you can't go back to not knowing. So what you've learned and how you've grown can never be taken from you. And now it's time to enjoy the warmth of the blessings that life has in store for you. A glorious new beginning are now possible. You held somebody's hand through the storm of something that they were struggling through. And you got brotherly love here. You got compassion, yin yang, and fertility. You have somebody who's just as humane or humanitarian like as you, and you shared a connection between all of humanity together. And the equilibrium, which has the capacity to calibrate emotions, balance yin and yang, and source energy from a grounded place. It can bring light to emotional scars from the past and transforming them to foster a stable everyday life. And it helps remove blame from the situation, whether it's pointed at you or somebody else. Accept the situation for what it is. Learn to forgive yourself with love and compassion in the process. Somebody's Mars could be in Taurus. And then you have heart's desire. Sometimes you have to give people the capacity. The wisest thing I feel like you did is give the person space to learn where they still need to grow. Also learn what they want. To be damn sure that they want you and you want them back. Because the same space somebody takes from you, you have that same space too. You never tripped about that. Even if somebody did accidentally put you in a space that was deemed boxed in. I feel like if you felt like you were boxed in, you reacted some type of a way. And that was confirmation. Whatever they were thinking, that was, I don't know, that was confirmation for something. The energy of love vibrates on a soul level, penetrating the body through its many layers of tissue, all the way down to the cells. You're about love, Cancer, with the ability to shift one's sense of self, providing nourishment for your growth, and transform fear and doubts into unconditional love. Somebody's going to start leading a prayer at the dinner table, because I hear my grandfather praying. He's the head of the household, so he was always leading the prayers when we had big family dinners. Somebody is assuming their role. They understand the inspiration that you have to them. It's like one thing to fixate on them them convincing you to be an inspiration, to let them be an inspiration to you, and you did. And they tried to cheat. They tried to play games just to keep the wit of the relationship, just to be young and vibrant, and it went wrong. I don't think they meant any harm, but I think it went wrong to the point where you got offended. Okay, you got offended and you went the other way. But it creates a synergy between the pineal gland located in the brain and associated with your third eye. This is where you two connect a lot at, and the heart chakra. And that's where the big boom, kaboom for maybe external forces, because the heart chakra is where you two are very infused, along with your intuition, with the space that gives and receives more love. But listen, the chakras go from the root on up. When you met each other, you were starting from your crown and third eye chakra on down. So someone could have been in a more egoic space at first, where it's like mentally you're connected. You're not entrapped mentally, but mentally you are connected. And then it started moving down to the throat chakra. You start speaking. You start communicating. You start saying kind words, not trust ones or anything of doubt. You were not planting seeds of doubt with each other. And this is a climax. I feel like this reading is a climax because someone's heart is in their stomach or have butterflies in their stomach because they feel like their soul dropped through their feet. They don't know what happened because they know what they did to build it up. And it was sincere and authentic. And it's easy to say somebody from an external space is creating negativity. But what I really feel like is an internal demon. It's an internal scar that has not been dealt with, and it's rearing its ugly head and it's blocking the connection. It has nothing to do with external forces, except that there's a you know how they say you got a monkey on your back, or you got something's got a hold on you and it has a deep grip on your soul, and now it's time to work on releasing that or working at that. That's what I feel like it is. Cancer. So you went from your third eye, your crown, your third eye, your throat, you moved down to the heart. Once it moved down to the heart is when it got real serious. It got very serious between the two of you, and it's like the more it gets serious, the more tumultuous things to try to rear their ugly head to stop it. So that's where the opposition comes in at. The opposition is like two forces who dance in harmony, to give birth in life. So you can nurture the challenging parts of yourself with the same commitment as you do your strengths. But can you approach the outside world with the same inclusivity? So you looking upon the faults of others as gently as your own. But by hardening into judgment in the face of opposition is when you start to block yourself. So this opposition is talking about softening judgment and let it allow it to be a more compassionate thing. Cancer placements, you have Cancer in your 7th house, Cancer in your Venus, Cancer in your rising, Cancer sun, Cancer, wherever you have it. Okay, put it where it fits. You have to soften your judgment. You will in turn find more compassion in yourself. The same things you admire about this person are the same things you embody within yourself. All right. So when I shuffle my romance deck, I use it for self-love too. I don't just use it talking about another person. You have soulmate. Yes, this is your soulmate. If that's what you were wondering. Who is this person? I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing, because by now you hit a brick wall. Now you're tripping. It's like now God, that pressure is on, and God is present to listen, kind of thing. It's like, are you ready to talk to me now? I'm gonna keep applying pressure until you come and talk to me. But what's further amplifying soulmate is you have chemistry. There's a strong magnetic attraction here. I bet it was. You're doing all this tumultuous stuff, Cancer. I gotta roast you a little bit. Why are you playing loyal games with loyalty? What's going on, Cancer? Somebody used to wet the bed when they were younger, okay, because they were emotionally blocked and they feel like it was a trauma. So you could have grew up in a space that was tumultuous or abusive, belligerent. I'll say truculence, belligerence. Okay, those are all those are words that cater to that a word. Okay, because we don't want to. I want you to hear the message. I want you to just listen and calm down. That's what Cancer's reading is telling me. Rumor has it. Okay, like someone is getting freaked out over rumors while the other person is getting freaked out by what's going to happen next. And then it's a couple notes I had. I wrote these notes a couple days ago. The final draft. Please let me go. You deserve better. You deserve better was supposed to be the better part. But I drew a line in the word part and wrote thoughts. Because I meant to write thought, but I wrote part. So you deserving better was supposed to be the better part of them. So this is somebody who's selfless and self-sacrificing, okay? But it hurt to allow you to do that. Let me read that again. Please let me go. You deserve better. You deserving better was supposed to be the better thought, but it hurt to allow you to do that. Because they're sacrificing too much of what they know they receive from you. You got to understand something, people. If you are this type of person and somebody is selfless, you showed up to somebody who's selfless like this. You have to look. It's not about what you have to do. It's you wasn't wrong for doing it. Don't feel embarrassed. Don't apologize. You did nothing wrong. It's just part of the natural ebb and flow and process. Okay? With how you want to care for this person. You wasn't wrong about what this person needed to feel loved and adored, because I feel like you survived so much of what they have to face, or you just being the catalyst to get it started. Now they have to face it. So exploring this connection, even though your intuition told you all that what you were going to put up with was not an offense to you. So what happened? It still plagues the question that makes the person want to know, do I still have your support? It ain't even that, do you still love me? Is, do I still have your support? Because that's what's valuable. That's what's important about our friendship, is that we have support of each other. We have a life together that is deemed support for the higher cause. Not for my needs or your needs, but for the higher cause. If it's going to do all of this, being playful, and I thought what I was doing being playful was helping. Was helping the connection stay alive. Something about the wits, being young and vibrant and keeping the connection alive, because it has all the things that are deemed stable that can take you through 50, 60 years of marriage, but you wanted to keep it spicy, and you end up doing something to offend the person, and now you're too shy to come back because again, the person, you feel stupid. You did something that was absolutely unnecessary, or something it just made, nobody came out on top. Nobody won. Everybody, it's just all National Geographic now. It's very dramatic. Someone's in their room having a panic attack or just talking on the phone. It's like nothing is going right. I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing here. Like, it's just a train wreck every time I try to do something. So maybe, and now you can have somebody on the other end, on the receiving end of that conversation, saying, well, maybe you should adjust your tactics and how you're trying to get your way. Maybe those tactics don't work on that person. Maybe you're bringing home economic tools to geometry class. Maybe you need to go scientific. You need to be authentic. Someone has a knot in their throat when they're trying to speak. They have to swallow really hard, or they gasp for air, like their chest gets tight. Maybe you have a little bit of anxiety. But when you see freaking beautiful in a reading, you are here to march to the beat of your own drum. You can be happy and free, whether the world looks at you with awe and admiration, confusion or love, or all of these things at once. Like, no, someone doesn't know what to think of you. And I feel like you started to feel like you're the one under a microscope, but that was the energy you put out there. If you put the energy out there that is you're overly discerning, and you're just unsure, or you just want to put somebody through a series of tests, I feel like y'all mirrored each other. Whoever's doing the series of tests The other one was just overly discerning, like overly, like being too judgmental. Both of you sound like you're being very judgmental because both of you are showing up in a hypocritical space. You have soulmate and chemistry as your top tiers. That's what you have in this reading, Cancer. So what the fuck? You know what I mean? It's like, that's, you both are saying the same thing. It's like, others can love you even if they can't always understand you. Being different doesn't have to mean that you're alone. So you two recognize being an ostentatious choice, a taboo choice for the collective. You don't think that is a match for everybody, and you both manifested each other. At least one person was heavy on the manifestation, where one person was like, I know I have to find my person. I know I'm going to find my person. It's just, person has to be perfect. They're going to be just like me. They're going to feel my pain. They're going to understand me. They're going to not judge me. And guess what? You met that person and they didn't do any of those things. So now what? The hypocrisy has to stop. On the other hand, the other person is like, okay, I thought that was my person, but if I have to, it would be nice to have a person, but if not, you know, I still have I have my creativity, I have myself, I have my love, you know, you always have God, you know, I have family, I think about all the other things that I'm grateful about, and you know, and that's how you manifested. Whoever that part resonates with, that's how you manifested this person, and that chemistry was undying. You should know who I'm talking about because the chemistry doesn't quit, okay? They should know their hand because they ain't got no space, regardless of what it looks like. You see what I'm saying? So the hypocrisy is the weapon, is the middleman, is the third party, is the drama, and your connection is the both of you needs to subside the hypocrisy. This is where God is talking about, I'm still waiting for you. Now I'm putting the pressure on for y'all now because I need you to come to me. We tried to do it your way. You did it your way, and how's that working out for you? Rhetorical question. Meanwhile, what's for me won't pass me by. That's another note. It's perfectly fine to allow me to love you. And a person may just allow you to love them today. And then they're going to need a break for like 3 weeks to adjust in those emotions because they never had it. Everybody has a picture perfect family, but behind closed doors, sometimes it's an empty shell. And a lot of people struggle through surviving it. I feel like you showing up as the Queen of Cups and the oddball self that you are, man or woman, you just walk to the beat of your own drum. You were cast out like a leper. That if any of that resonates with you, you know what that feels like. So you know how to help people. You know how to be empathic and compassionate. Someone is going to medical school or reconsidering furthering their credentials in a medical field, whatever that may be. I hear nurse practitioner and I see medical school. I see it. Somebody's doing it. But I feel like there's travel with the full card and the entertain on the bottom. I don't want anything that makes me feel boxed in. I shy away from it. Person, place, or thing. So I feel like you are a person who travels the world. You want to travel and explore exotic places to study for inspiration, creativity, and to further your education. That was always your gist. You could be teaching somebody that. Somebody does not understand that about you, but they know they love the shit out of you. Okay, it's only when you try to change yourself to fit into a stereotype that you start to lose your way. You start to become unhappy, you discover obstacles, you're feeling increasingly rejected or defeated, and the Most High doesn't want you to be someone else. They want you to be you. Someone needs to stop with the people-pleasing tendencies. When you quit trying to fit in and enjoy being yourself, you win. Someone tried to cheat you, though. Someone tried to cheat you and take from you to further amplify their low self-esteem, and that's what backfired. So the spiritual guidance is normal is not for you. Don't be afraid of it. And deep down, you are a good kind of crazy, an individual. You would never be happy trying to be the same as everyone else. And I think that was broadcast. I think that was made public with this full card is Aries. freaking beautiful gives me eccentric like that too. Like, you're a sweetheart, but you don't want to tangle with this person. Your chemistry is there. It's like two hungry lions fighting each other. Okay? I don't have to, I don't feel like you want to prove to anybody that you're special. You want to prove to yourself that I haven't lost my swag just because I'm living this thing called life. Something like that. Someone wants to get their rocks off at the expense of you, and it didn't age well. But you have an inner sense of justice and you have a need to question authority when it doesn't earn your respect. Someone tried to make you overly like go on that hamster wheel and run on that hamster wheel for them to prove your loyalty, and it went wrong. It went wrong. It went left, because you don't need to be doing that to somebody. You need to watch your hypocrisy. Okay? If the person is showing up, let them show up. If they need space, they need space. Like, you need space because you're showing up. You want somebody to run on a hamster wheel. That was a dud. But we need more of this in our world. We need people who make, like, this can make people feel uncomfortable, while it inspires others to think for themselves and not automatically assume that everything that they are told is correct. Like, we need more of this in the world. We need more of you in the world. You are a free thinker with a different point of view to most people. This isn't a sign that something is wrong with you, but a sign that something's special, like a gift to see and express things a little differently. Let's look at this from a different perspective. The world needs much more of that too. The weird streak that you embody, Cancer, is a proverbial breath of fresh air. Little do you know, preventing unimaginative collapse into the boredom of sameness. Because that's what you do. Your weird streak prevents unimaginative collapses into the boredom of sameness. It's the same shit every day. Nothing's ever new. But likewise, that could have been a little distorted. Looking for the next thrill is a person who thinks, okay, I've explored that. Now I'm looking for the next thing. But how's that working out for you? Like, when it comes to love, there are no games. So maybe you're experiencing true love now because there are no games. You're playing a game by yourself. And this person moved on. Or this person went a different direction. It is whatever you did, it inspired this person to go in a different direction. It means that you can dream up your own destiny. Like, you don't have to worry about what anyone else has to say about it. God will support you every step of the way because he so enjoys you just being you. You have to practice the art of self-expression, and all in the name of strangeness, in your strangeness. Whether it's through fashion, through writing, moving out of some unconventional space, dancing, just doing anything, walking barefoot in a park, like one of those nature-like parks, going on the beach, whatever brings you joy. I feel like you were the thing that brought this person joy, because not only are you the empath, you are showing up as somebody who's like spiritually nurturing and emotionally nurturing. This person loved people. A humanitarian in a lower sense will change hats. Like, they change people a lot. They change friends a lot. They are unattainable a lot. And that's a muse for some people when it comes to other people. And you were that. The only problem is they need more of that. They can't just swap you out. They're not going to find that. Like, they had to go with somebody else or go with I heard a few other people. They had to go with several other people to realize I can't get that out of everybody. Everybody don't sit there and do the work. Everybody else I've been attracting is a reflection of me. So they had to come to realize, like, get your self-esteem in order, because you attracted me because that's in you too. Just like being toxic, attracting other toxic people is a reflection of you. So is this higher vibration. That's a reflection of you too. You're being shown yourself on a higher timeline. So there's no need to cuss it out. The plan was ... Somebody has jokes for days. Jokes for days. Like, it's just a very awkward energy, a socially awkward energy. You found your way out of that energy because that's not your energy. It's too awkward. It's socially awkward, antisocial, isolated. That's not you. I wrote busy little bee. Someone thinks you're too busy to stop and smell the roses. So they judged you or something like that. But what's for me won't pass me by. It's perfectly fine to allow me to love you. This is your Rico response to cancer, or cancer, whoever got the cancer placements. This was your Rico Suave response to somebody being a busy little bee. What's for me won't pass me by. It's perfectly fine to allow me to love you. And you just walk the fuck off. Like, who does that? Who does that, cancer? Look at this shit. Like, this person is like, oh no, the smile stopped, the laughter stopped. They stopped feeling great about watching you like stumble over yourself or something like that. I don't know what you did. But you ain't clumsy. You ain't clumsy like that. So in actuality, you have other notes over here. When somebody wrote in a manifestation, switch it around. My husband or my wife is my world. Or is he or she a mass to my conglomerate, willing to risk it all to express my deepest desire, my muse, my inspiration. And then I wrote, where's my Five of Pentacles in reverse? Somebody wants to come out the cold. Someone wants to come out of isolation. Someone wants to, but what I really picked up from it is the Five of Pentacles in reverse. They want to come out of that far sense of power. Stop being a busy little bee. You're not as in control as you thought, because when it comes to love, there aren't any rules. Okay, if that makes sense so far, like, share, and subscribe. Now, I don't feel like I have the right deck to go. Y'all like tarot cards. I just be using them for the illustrations, but I don't think I have the right deck for what this message is saying. I don't think I do. So that means it's time to go get different ones. Let's try this one. No, let's try this one. This is like old style, circa 1800s. All right, let's go. Because this one got deeper. This reading was too deep. It was so, but this was so angry. Someone was so angry. Like, you was in the midst of their storm. Like, I could have never, like, me doing that reading would have put somebody's vulnerabilities out on display. Now that would have been a humiliation ritual. I wouldn't have. I had to do it. That's why I was like, stop. Do that reading over. You can't. Don't say that. What's told to you in confidence should stay in confidence. That's a word to the wise to somebody. What's told to you in confidence should stay in confidence. Children, you have passion. On one person's side, you have passion. You have let your friends help you, and you have children. That's that inner child. You cater to that person's inner child. You fell in love with that person's inner child. You are a mother to that person's inner child. That person knows that. This person, like, y'all are children around each other. Your love life is being affected by children. That's your inner child needing to be nursed back to health. While on the other side, you have, this could be the one, flirt and love yourself first. The same things you see in this person that you like or that you envy is the same things you have in yourself. So something stopped you two from extending that lighthearted energy to each other, where they started running away to something else that feels more emotionally familiar. Because clearly you're the one that's emotionally secure and safe, but you're not emotionally familiar. And that's the problem. Now the problems are rearing its ugly head, and it's like, I don't know how to play it off, kind of thing. I don't know how to do that. So I show up doing loyalty tests, going wrong, proven wrong. You have the Star. You have the King of Swords. We have the Nine of Cups on the bottom. That's telling. That's very telling. These are two Aquarius cards. Okay? The grandchildren. This is what's on this card. They can have children with other people, or you can have children with other people, but the vision where you're around your family when you're old and gray or whatever, and you have grandchildren, great grandchildren, they have that with you emotionally, intuitively, mentally, spiritually. They don't have it tangibly yet because they don't know how to do it. I feel like you show up in a way that you say the things that the other person should be saying. It's like you can read their thoughts. You make them feel safe in feeling like that when they can't do something right, when they're always the one called upon to do something responsible or accountable or take the lead in some kind of way. This is the King of Swords. He never puts all his eggs in one basket. You see, the basket has different items in it separated in a pile, separated into two piles. You could be one of those piles and the other one could be many others. Like, you got a lot going for you, but I still don't put my eggs in one basket. It's somebody who's overly concerned about how they should do this or what to do with this. Honestly, I don't know if this is going to hurt your feelings or not, but they don't think they should romanticize what they get from you because it's so sacred and it's so important that romance would kill it. They feel like it would be the venom to destroy it, because any type of flaw or shortcoming, it's a trigger and it punishes the other person, or it comes off like this King of Swords could be punishing this Queen of Hearts, this Queen of Cups, because they don't understand what to do with it yet. They going by what they know, and then that's where they hit the brick wall, because what they know is restriction, stroke and strike, limitations, silence. We have the High Priestess, the Moon. Oh, so y'all, the Ten of Swords. I'd be thinking the same thing if I were you, is what I'm hearing in my mind's eye with the Ten of Swords. I would be thinking, this King of Swords is telling you, I would be thinking the same thing if I were you. It's the Ten of Swords. He's outside of a church house with knives in his back. You feel like the devil tricked you. But it goes back to what I said in the beginning of the reading. You intuitively knew this would not be easy. That all of what you're going through, you took the risk. You went ahead with confidence and boldness, and it's challenging the whole experience, the entirety of the experience. Those wounds have not been dealt with. They can even challenge. It challenges both of y'all for the better. The Queen, the High Priestess, and the Moon is deep intuition. Cancer, that's your card. That's the Moon. And I told you, you're telepathic. Your optimism. I want to get to a space where I'm the positive humanitarian, not the devourer, not the savage to humans. The savage that raised me. So this is an exploration. This is really peeling back the layers of why they hurt. Why they show up like that? Why do they mistreat? I don't know. It comes off as one thing, or they write it off as one thing, but really, this is about being accountable. It's a king now. There's a masculine energy. Regardless, it's about being accountable about the impacts you have on other people's well-being. Especially when you're connected to somebody in the way that I just described, you're connected to this person, there's some things you just don't do. Because it deeply cuts this person. It deeply disrespects this person and disrespects yourself too. Nobody wants to feel disrespected. Nobody likes disrespect. Nobody in their right state of mind would be happy if they felt disrespected by somebody or something. You understand what I'm saying? Like, it's not one of them things where you could just write off about, oh, it's better to be absolutely ridiculous than to be absolutely boring. You did not hold your tongue. You did not hold your tongue. You did not pass it off like, oh, it's cool. You ain't put a mask on or nothing. You let it be known, hey, man, that was a gut punch. You need to watch that shit. And some derivative or another, you let it be known, hey, you crossed the fucking line. Okay? Stop. I don't know if this person is in denial or just in a reactive space to you. I don't think it's denial, though, because it's a King of Swords and a goddamn Nine of Cups and a Star the high priestess and the fucking moon, you know better than to do that. You know better than to do that. So somebody's hypocrisy needs to subside. It needs to subside because it's causing chaos. Cancer. Someone was built with an iron fist, and that's fine because it has its benefits of being built with an iron fist and speaking with an iron fist. Eight of Pentacles in reverse is is a ten of Swords. They stopped pursuing the hypocrisy. I don't know if it's the hypocrisy that caused this Ten of Swords. It's not the ultimate reason. There is hypocrisy at play, but that's not the reason why there's an ending. The Ten of Swords, where it looked like someone stopped working on themselves or going within. They denied themselves access. This church is metaphoric for this Queen of Cups. Absolutely ridiculous. You know, there's this freaking beautiful Queen of Cups. Let's just call her that. This Ten of Swords. Do you see this building? You see this man with his 10 eyes behind his back? That's the drama catching up with you. You can't ghost your issues and expect them not to resurface in your face. That's gonna make them more. It's gonna make the issue more aggressive, and you're gonna have to face it. This Eight of Pentacles being in reverse means this person, this house, this church house, this space right here, sacredcy, is this person. This person feels betrayed because they have no access to this person, or they lost access. Access has been denied. And what makes it a traumatic thing is because of all the feelings. It's because of the heart's desires, because of the compassion, it's the fertility, the yin yang energy. It's all the things that comes with this resource. So it's like, it goes back to what I said. I don't know if romance should be how I should handle this thing. I feel very strongly in my conviction, in my spirit, that if romance were to be on the forefront, it can be involved in a sense, but it has to be creatively utilized in a way where it doesn't feel like two people are boxed into a space where they can't grow or move. It's like getting out of the overwhelm, getting out of being fixed in, oh, we feel this way, so we have to practice it that way. This is both of you challenging the societal norms. Just because two people love each other doesn't mean, just because you're soulmates and you have chemistry and you love yourself first and you cater to each other's inner child and you let your friends help your friends speak highly of you. This could be the one. You know it's the one. You met them before. It's a lot of passion. But let's talk about it. Does that mean we have to get married? I don't want you to judge me if I come and talk to you and say, let's practice this in a different fashion. Does that mean we have to get married? Does that mean we have to go sit in a box? We are trained to be in a space where you have the house, the picket fence, the children, the dog. But what if both of you have those things already and you still don't have a happily ever after? It's something that we don't quite have together yet as a collective, not as each other picking at each other. It's something we don't have right as a collective. This is giving me 7th house in Cancer. It's like, why not do things out of the societal norm and see what we come up with? I don't know what changed since then, because this person, I don't know if it challenged this person where it is like, you mean to tell me I can be my authentic self? This is too good to be true. I don't know what's going to happen next. And they might pull back. They might even go and retreat. I know something stopped with this 8 of Pentacles in reverse and this 10 of Swords. It just stopped working. It stopped working, and the 6 of Cups is on the bottom. What do I need to learn? I feel like both of you are panicking. I feel like both of you are in an overwhelm right now about all of this. It's like, I don't know. There's too much opposition. And then you have after the rain. You know, there's relief, there's hope. With the Star card, it's mercy. It's over. A lot of what you've been through is over. You think God doesn't like you. Why would he not like you? You know, he keeps telling you to come to him and you're not answering him. Somebody has to deal with that. That's a dark night of the soul here with this King of Swords and the Star and the Nine of Cups. You telling me I can't get to my wish fulfillment, not doing the same things you used to do. Don't bring home economic tools to geometry class and expect to have better results. That is the definition of insanity. So someone needs to check in with themselves, check in with God, check in with themselves, in a sense, because they could be crashing and don't know that they're crashing. You could be picking that up. You could be needing to isolate, not even isolate, that's a strong word, needing to retreat. Because you know it's God's work now. You know it's nothing you could do about that. The person is not ready to receive if they just stopped. That means the answer moving forward is not with you. They have to go pray. Queen of Wands. Where is my mother when I need her? And that Six of Cups is still on the bottom. And that Three of Swords, Three of Wands, Ace of Pentacles, Five of Wands. That's the fight. That's a fight. That's a lot. That picture describes gossiping. The people in the back snickering about this person. People could be talking about the way you get dragged through the mud. I heard the way you get dragged through the mud and still maintain confidence is something worthy of respect, but it's something worthy of anger too. This person has to be angry with how they're being treated. This person has to feel humiliated in how they're being treated. This person has to, I wouldn't blame this person if they crashed out. You see what I'm saying? Like, it's one of those things where people are noticing. It's becoming more public. It's not a Six of Wands out here, but it's something very public. Five of Wands is like, that is like trying to create a narrative. Trying to push a narrative. People talk, but people want to talk, let them talk. So this Queen of Wands to this Six of Cups. They're in different energies because you got a Queen of Cups and a Queen of Wands. That's very creative energy. You can have this, one of you can have both fire and water in your chart. One or both of you. And it's receptive. I just feel like you were misjudged so badly that that's where the Five of Wands is coming in at. You just misjudged. And it hurt this person because this Three of Swords is here along with his dog. Wow. Somebody could be drinking their problems away. The Three of Wands is like patience is a virtue. We also see that as somebody plotting on somebody's piece of the pie. Ace of Pentacles. It's like it's a hustle here. Where it could be a group of people, it could be somebody trying to hustle the experience and like, I'm going to do damage control with this Five of Wands to somebody else's wish fulfillment. To somebody else's wish fulfillment, collective. Somebody wants to do damage control to somebody else's wish fulfillment. The fuck is that about? You dig? So, there's somebody else Ace of Pentacles. And that's actually God present. The Ace is like giving somebody an opportunity to be successful. Somebody got their piece of the pie. Somebody has their stake of their claim. They have their golden parachute after the rain. After they got played. Or after they felt whatever was disrespectful. Whatever the hypocrisy was after the rain, this they got. They could look forward to something better for themselves. They could keep going with what they've been working at the whole time, and the devil just could have been busy trying to use people as a minor distraction or a major distraction. Obviously, this person was a major distraction because you have soulmate, you have chemistry, this could be the one, you have passion, you have flirting, you have lighthearted energy, you have your inner children. You know what you have with this person. You know what you have with this person. You also know you're going to leave this person. You and the Three of Wands and the Three of Swords. That's polar opposite energy. Tables turn. Six of Cups. Past life. If you didn't know each other since you were kids, since you were young, you do cater to each other's inner child with the Six of Cups. And that Queen of Wands, they tried to kill this bitch. I heard them. They tried to kill her. This Queen of Wands. Whether... You cannot play with her like that. I feel like it's a breaking point. It's a breaking point coming where everybody could get it. Nobody's safe. Nobody's safe. Somebody wants to reprimand or little boy you're gonna snap. You're gonna snap so fucking hard, like you trying to keep it cool because you don't want to mess up business or something like that. With this Ten of Swords and this Eight of Pentacles, you work for yourself. You don't have to take nobody being emotionally needy and manipulative, trying to pull out information, trying to be a hypocrite, being a fucking hypocrite. Okay, I feel that, and this part feels like professionalism. Like you about to go back in that. They see that Queen of Cups, they see how different you are, but they don't know this bitch. They don't know this Queen of Wands. They don't know this ancestral, this high priestess. Like this motherfucker's crazy with her wordplay and her actions. She's bold. She'll fuck up and go back like nothing ain't never happened. Like, yeah, and I thought you said you was convicted. Yeah, and you said you was a hypocrite. Convicted people fight more than everybody else, more than a professional fighter, because they have to. And now you got this Page of Swords on the bottom. So somebody did too much over analytical, did too much due diligence. It kind of shortchanged the experience. You didn't. Oh, yeah, because the Two of Wands. They go that Five of Pentacles. That's where it was. Like, where's my Five of Pentacles in reverse? You don't have a Five of Pentacles in reverse. You have a Five of Pentacles in the upright with the Two of Wands. You went somewhere different. Four of Cups is like, this is not for me. This is not for me. And it's the Knight of Pentacles. It's somebody's stubbornness. You don't like the hustle and bustle of taking your time. Whoa, we got a match. Queen of Swords. We have a match. We got a bleeder. Okay. So there are counterparts here. King and Queen of Swords. Somebody thinks you're a shapeshifter. That's why I saw the Magician. Because just as quick as you could be one thing, you could do something else. You are adaptable. So they think you're a shapeshifter. You're just as smart as this person. But you're also divorcing each other. I see that as a big divorce here. Because I hear Marvin Gaye, just to keep you satisfied. You are my wife, my life, my hopes and dreams. For you to understand what this means, let me explain. I stood all your jealousy and your bitching too. I forget it all once in bed with you. So if you were willing to continue with someone to go along with this connection you have, they would have went along with it with you. But they did not want to experience the mental strain, the overwhelm with you. And they end up doing it anyway. So how many times are you going to blame the other person before you start looking at yourself? You never want to take responsibility. It's not going to be everybody else. It's not this person who is divorcing you just like you divorced that person, or just keeping a cold distance and a military silence about yourself to keep that person hook, line, and sinker, to put that person in jail, whether it's a mental space or not. You don't put nobody in jail. That's why your ass can't come to church. And I say that sarcastically because I think that's what this Queen of Cups, who also showed up as the Queen of Wands. So you can't take masses from that conglomerate and practice hypocrisy with pieces of this person that you feel like dealing with that day and ignore the rest of it. That person's a Queen of Swords that can match you. They can match you. That's why you in the Ten of Swords. So both of you can have Cancer, but you're both logical. You both are no nonsense, but the woman is worse. The woman is worse. The woman is more no nonsense. The woman is antisocial. I heard she's antisocial. She's not socially awkward. She's just antisocial. Very stoic, very serious, not stiff, but serious. No answer or one word answers. You put his ass out. That's what it sounds like. You stopped. That's what this is. That's what happened. This is why this person is, maybe we'll meet again down the line or something like that. No. This person is codependent in a way with the Nine of Pentacles in reverse. And then go your public notoriety. People are starting to notice that there's something going on. Like, you can read the room. Whether this person was trying to tell you to come down, she's so high above me. I need her to come down. I saw her come down to match my wits. She came down to earth to be with me. I want to keep her there. But you can't keep her there. She flies above. She flies above. She flies so high. Her algorithm is very high. So if anything, you want to be with this person, you need to be inspired to raise your algorithm. You got the wheel of fortune. You catching the butt end of what the fuck this motherfucker did. Something this motherfucker did. That motherfucker. Okay? And there's burdens. Ten of Wands. Like you're catching the brunt end of his fuck ups. Like he not gonna take accountability. He gonna leave you out there to clean all that shit up by yourself. You tell him stand 10 toes in it too. Because if somebody is doing that to you, that naturally puts you in a leadership position to take charge the way you want to. So you got to be ready for all of what that comes with. So Cancer, let me sum all this up. The thing that fucked y'all up is hypocrisy. And there's many elements. There's professionalism here with someone who's in the public eye. So that's where the magician could be too. It's like this person would be really good with you, but y'all are like very passionate enemies as well as passionate friends as well. Y'all passionate, period. Y'all have a match. Like this person likes to be on their square and you like to come with all the facts. You know better. You come with receipts. You tell the truth. No one can afford for you to start talking because you have that book in front of you. You have that truth. And nobody wants you to reveal their sins, but that's for God to do that. That's not really you doing it. So you can know all this great stuff about this person, how they're your soulmate, how the chemistry is there, how this could be the one. But guess what? You only know that because you're the one. You're the one first. You're the one before somebody could ever tell you you're the one. And they got to experience you in a way that they don't experience most people because they felt emotionally safe with this Queen of Cups, and it's absolutely freaking beautiful. Okay? They got to experience your backbone. They got to experience your selfless love. They got to experience your passion. For some of you, they may even experience your body. Okay? In a sense. There's no judgment here. But they got to experience you in many different layers. And they still don't have you figured out. Sitting in that King of Swords energy, sitting back, remaining hopeful and optimistic that they don't have to do much. Or now that they're shaping their character up, now that they realize, I gotta do better. Okay, I'm gonna take a break from myself and I'm gonna do better. And now it's like, hopefully, the chemistry is still there. But they should know their hand because they ain't got no conviction is no spades. No conviction is no spades. You should know your hand because you ain't got no spades. You don't have no qualms about what you do and how you do it. It shouldn't even be like that. Hold up. Nobody. I just feel like it's a nobody gives a fuck. I don't really give a fuck. I just keep hearing that. I don't really give a fuck. They're not used to you being like that with that Queen of Swords. I don't really give a fuck. They don't like when you say that. I don't know if you said that to them, but they don't like that shit. It's cringe because it makes them cry. I can't afford for you not to give a fuck. I need you to give a fuck. Give me all the fucks. Give me 2, 3, 4, 5 fucks. Give them to me. Mastermind. You see that? You joined a community of entrepreneurs who can give you the love, support, and feedback you need to achieve your dreams. Somebody fucked up. Meanwhile, and on the bottom of that is collaborate. Ooh. Business can be lonely. You want to find lucrative ways to collaborate with others to build both your brands. This person thought they could make you forget that part of you or downplay that part of you to focus on the other parts. They patronized you to fuck to death. That's what smothered you and that's what boxed you in. That was their hypocrisy. They smothered you the fuck to death. Trying to box you in. Trying to make you be this one thing over everything else. And you release yourself very easily. They don't like that. They don't like when you say I don't give a fuck. Because that ties into you releasing yourself. There's no rope they could tie around you that could bind you to them against your will. You're too strong. They haven't masterminded how to control you, which is a form of abuse. So that's a wound that hasn't been healed. All right, what about this King of Swords? So Cancer can get on with their day. And it still feels muddy. I try not to do that with Cancer's reading. I didn't want to do that with Cancer's reading. Train. You need to work on yourself. Develop ways to add passive income of streams to your business so you don't have to work so hard. Earn some income while you sleep. It's not gonna fall in your lap. This person wants success. They want everything. Like, this is what I don't like. That's that shit I don't like. This King of Swords wants the reward without effort. This Queen of Swords makes all the effort and gets her reward snatched from her. That's her hypocrisy. And his is wanting the reward without effort. That's his hypocrisy. There it is. The fuck? It took me an hour to say that shit. That's what it is. Like, you can go into all the fancy etiquettes and the details and the aesthetics and all the bullshit, and it's like, no, look, give back. Donate to the community that causes closest to your heart. He's going to give back to the highest bidder. He wants a reward without effort. You're going to give back to those who respect you. Okay? You all about making the effort. So you was about to get got. If you didn't get got, or you don't feel like, you can see where he was trying to get you. He was trying to get you. It's that jinn in his body that has taken over him. It's that ego. The jinn is that ego. Is in the ego. How he show up. You were willing to put up with the egoic space just to bond with that inner child, because you cater to that inner child. Y'all are close. You and that aspect of him are very close. But you got to go through the ego to get him. Okay, and that ego can be a motherfucker. Okay, to the point where you might gotta throw something at them to get them to stop fucking playing games with you. Stop playing with your time. Stop playing on your top, kind of thing. This person wants to be a supporter of you. This person wants to invest in your cause after they realize, they've been experiencing you and you only know them as the King of Swords and the Star. That's all you know. They know you as the Queen of Hearts, the Queen of Wands, and the Queen of Swords. They know there's a lot to you. But that's why it's better to be absolutely ridiculous than absolutely boring. Like, you can't put two things together about you that make sense. But what you do is you bring things that are different together and make a new. They don't understand that. It doesn't register to this person that they would be just as successful if they did things the way you do things, the way you carry yourself, the way you go out there with no apologies, the way even if you thought it was an embarrassing experience, I don't give a fuck. I keep hearing it. I don't give a fuck. Miss me with that shit. I don't give a fuck. That's your favorite line now. It's like, damn, can you say I love you or something? Can you say God is real? Like, he is real, and I don't give a fuck about that. I don't afford for you to be in that Queen of Swords energy. Let's go back to the honeymoon phase. I feel like the honeymoon phase is over. Because it is. It's work time. Now it's time to build something so you can give back to the community. Like, you're focused. You're not for the nonsense. You're just not. You're not for the petty games with the Seven of Swords. You're not. This is more Aquarius energy. And they go to Queen of Wands, and the Empress. Fuck this. And the Lovers. Get the fuck. And the Two of Swords. And the Three of Cups. If they try to spin you on who they really fuck with like that, talking about that's my peace and abundance, they are a coward ass bitch. That's a cop out. No, they're not. They're placeholders. They're placeholders. They in their south node. You got better shit to do with your time. Okay? You publicly was about to go defend somebody who wasn't worth being defended because they tried to have it both ways with that Seven of Swords energy. They tried to play on your top. That's why they got this Queen of Wands is out here twice. We doubling down. That's why that passion is there. That passion is there. I will publicly defend myself. I ain't gonna wait to get you in private. I'm punching your face right in front of everybody. and tell you to go fuck off and tell you you're stupid. Something with being stupid. I don't know. Well, I don't know if somebody keep calling somebody stupid or whatever the fuck. Like, somebody looks stupid. They feel stupid and they look stupid, trying to make you look stupid. That makes sense? They try to make you feel stupid. What the fuck you got in front of people and buckled under peer pressure? How you gonna make somebody look stupid? You look stupid because you can't do it. Because you're afraid to do it. That's what makes you stupid, is you're afraid to do it. Not that you can't learn how to do it. Well, Cancer, you stop the petty going back and forth. It's going to get petty if you keep trying to talk to this person or this person keep trying to talk to you. It's petty at this point. Go with your community of entrepreneurs. Okay, you find business can be lonely. You find lucrative ways to collaborate with others to build both your brands, and that's what time it is. And this person's gonna have to work on themselves. They're gonna have to make effort to get the reward. So don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Until next time.